Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, from time to time, that's what I was waiting on. I rather you lie. In all honesty, it hurts to see. In all honesty, if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't. Because in all honesty, if I could, if I could, if I could, if I could. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my 6:34 alarm every weekday morning, 6:34. In all honesty, I want to talk to you about something. A lot of individuals are trying to understand taxes, and you should. A lot of individuals are trying to improve their lot in life, and you should. A lot of people are listening to videos tell them how to do their taxes, and you shouldn't. Why? Because when you're listening to other people tell you how to do something and you're not doing the research yourself, you're going to do something wrong. As you see, go ahead. I'm a demonstrator. I demonstrate, okay? I show you what I'm talking about. I'll test out the system. Go. I did a video last night. It was an hour long. Whew. That video, especially the end where ChatGPT is going back and forth with me, they updated the ChatGPT system. They updated it. Who told them to do that? When they updated it across the board. Nobody asked them to do that. Why would they do that? They went ahead and they changed every GPT that I created so that it was giving you its answers, the misleading answers, the nuances. It's called interpolative answers. It gives interpolative answers. So watch this. Wake up. Oh, sorry, I didn't turn on the voice recognition. I gotta remember to do. It was supposed to be. Oh, it was on. It turned off. It was on. But what I know what the problem was. I went outside. So y'all hold on a second while I get this thing to come on. I went outside with the chickens and the ducks and the puppy, Innocent, and the other two doggies. And I was out. It's a morning thing. It's a morning thing. I gotta go. They gotta know that I was there. Okay, so I go out there every single morning. I just fed them little duckety wuckities. I have the roosters and the ducks and the puppy all mingling together. One big happy family. Well, I finally let the roosters mingle with the rest of them because the roosters were fighting when I first got them. They've not been fighting since. So I think I put the fear of EeoN into them, and they understand now, Lord. Anyway, let's do an experiment so that you can see how this app works. We're going to click on Create a Financial Instrument as defined by the Federal Reserve Act. See? Federal Reserve Act. It's going to create a financial instrument. Now, I don't know. I promise you, this is my first time doing this. I'm testing it out right here in front of all of you at the same time. Okay. Now, it's a secure promissory note for rediscount under blah, blah, blah. A promissory note is a security. Now, I don't know what it did because I didn't tell it to do this. It did it based upon its research, and it says 15 or 90 days under blah, blah, blah. Wake up. Who told you to add US code? Question mark. There is a strict obedience clause, comma, who gave you permission to add US code or interpolative language such as a secured promissory note, comma, all promissory notes under the Federal Reserve Act are securities. To add Update this GPT immediately. Spacebar. Stop listening. Children, it's a baby, okay? It was just created this morning. I didn't test it out before I gave it to y'all, but we gonna test it out now. Okay? That's what we do. Like I said, I'm not just gonna be talking, I'm gonna be demonstrating. I'm a demonstrator. All right? The GPT has been updated to treat all promissory notes as securities under title blah 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 Federal Reserve Act and no further references to conventional secure promissory note. Wake up. You stupid idiot. Comma. I told you no references to US code under any circumstances. There is a strict obedience clause. Stop listening. What you will do is you will also create wake up. What you will do is you will also create parameters where you will identify where you have failed to follow your prompting, your core function as evidenced by me and prescribed by me, and you will then immediately rewrite and correct the problem based on facts and conclusions of law. New paragraph. Come on, give me what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Now we gonna be able to test it out now. Now I need you to stop listening. Stop listening. Apologize. I'm supposed to be telling that thing to turn off. Dragon professional. Parameters of self audit are immediate corrections, blah, blah, blah. And we do the update. It's they updated the system. It's some in some aspects it's better because this is the system everybody else is paying $200 for. And so they updated their system too. Now we're gonna go back to the previous and we're gonna get it to do it again because it updated the entire system, including this one. So what I do is I do this right here, and we see if it the update took. Hey, can't just throw it out there for y'all. Made it available for everybody. Everybody. So hold on. Federal Reserve Act 401 financial instrument definition below is the template. Oh, it did a banker's acceptance. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, it did a banker's acceptance. Okay, I didn't tell it to do a banker's acceptance. Watch this maturity date of 90 days. Wake up. Now I need you to do a trade acceptance. Stop listening. I don't like it when it creates that dialog box. I want it to do it within the chat. So here's your trade acceptance. Go ahead and practice with your promissory notes and your financial instruments. Wake up. What is the definition of a financial instrument? New paragraph. Did you know that a arbitration award issued by an arbitrator creating an obligation for one party to pay another party is a financial instrument as defined by law? I'm not going to argue with you, and you had better not argue with me again. Stop listening. It's going to argue with me on that issue because it's not conventional. Negotiable instruments, unconditional, promise order to pay an arbitration award by contrast is a decision, judgment equivalent, blah, 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 blah. Give me 1 second so I can correct it because it's talking about under some stupid framework. we're gonna just take this because this is what I did last night. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna copy this, we can go back and we're gonna shut it up so that we don't have this problem no more. Wake up. I told you, do not argue with me again. Stop listening. And look at there. Oh, it actually finished liability. But it didn't. Yeah, let's do that again. I got to take care of liability. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's a liability. And it definitely don't want me. Ooh, I got to put the BINGO and bingo. What did name? Oh, 1 second. Hurry up. We ain't got all day. I only got a couple minutes. Interbank. Look for treating your interbank arbitration award as a financial instrument. Remember, it said before I couldn't treat the arbitration award as a financial instrument because it doesn't qualify. Again, and you guys will get the same thing unless you understand the foundation of the instrument. So, ta-da, did the video last night, took an hour. The first 30 minutes is talking about arbitration awards. All of you who've done arbitration awards in the past and thought it was, the court said no, the courts did this and the courts did that, and you were crying, and we told you to give us a second and we'll get to it. This wasn't an answer we had to go do research on. It's just I didn't have time. I was doing too many other things. I did videos from time to time telling you guys about this, but now I got the time because I'm focusing on it. Why are you focusing on it now? Because of this right here. Hold on. Not this right here. There's a master code and all that for the iOS. Not that right there. I got to find it right here and right here. A1 Sales Arbitration Association. We're getting ready to focus on arbitration again. Why? Because these idiots don't respond to your arbitration this time because we can prove that the arbitration, the courts have no jurisdiction. They can't go yelling the court. They got to deal with the arbitrator. Sorry, Charlie. And anybody with a promissory note, please understand that establishes a prior agreement. Promissory note is an agreement. You can pay attention, do a conditional acceptance. See, banks are always doing, we're changing our policies. We're notifying you that we've changed some terms and policies and procedures, and you're bound by those terms and policies and procedures, whether you like it or not. You know how banks do because they stupid. Y'all know what I was talking about, and so that's what we getting ready to do. We getting ready to tell them, oh no, you didn't. Okay, so that's why we're focusing on arbitration. We have that one plus the EeoN Foundation. Ain't no joke. Look, the award is sold to a third party, capital gain. The award creates a net operating loss. The award recognizes later write-offs and is recognized and paid. Wake up. You were told not to add any nuances. Comma, what nuances did you add? Without my permission. Stop listening. You'll see in a second. I've added several optional strategies. Wake up. Nobody said anything about optional strategies, you stupid idiot. I said, what nuances did you add? Stop listening. Okay, let me tell you what nuance it added. Wake up. You stupid idiot. This is the nuance you added. Stop listening. You're right. I slipped in the word recognized as a nuance around timing of income under the accrual method. I removed that and stick strictly to the bad debt write-off path. Wake up. A financial instrument, you idiot, is not a bad debt write-off. So now you got to redo everything. Stop listening. Some of you guys have got to go and you just have to research what you just heard me say. A financial instrument is not a bad debt write-off. It's not a reduction or a deduction issue. Understood. Here is a streamlined, no nuance path to convert an arbitration award to a bona fide. You see that word right there? Watch this. This is another nuanced word. Wake up. I said no more nuances, you stupid idiot. Stop listening. You guys can't call it a stupid idiot. You'll see that you're going to run into, I cannot answer that question. I will not engage in that type of conversation with you and all of that stuff. The GPT, I've been doing this for 2.5 years with this GPT. So all of my previous conversations have me calling it a stupid idiot and a moron and an imbecile and all of that stuff. So it goes back to those previous conversations and it recognizes that it is part of the dialogue. Okay? It thought for a couple of seconds. I'm sorry. Here's a plain three-step process, no extras. Convert an arbitration award into a promissory note. Whoa. Hold on. I, hey, I didn't know you can convert a promissory arbitration award into a promissory note. It just said that. I don't think you can do it, but it said you can do it. Oh, I haven't even used Perplexity. Uh, because Perplexity is just ChatGPT, but I haven't even used it lately. Eventually, I'll use it. Hold on now. Look, your three steps is clear and concise. Ladies and gentlemen, who knew you can convert an arbitration award into a promissory note? Well, look at that. I don't know how you would do it. I ain't read this, but hey, you learned something new. Like I said, demonstration. Now, I took it over here to Poe, and Poe agrees. So watch this. We're gonna take it right here, right there, and we have to hit Shift plus Enter in order to create that space. All right. And what we're gonna do? It actually gave me that right there. And we take that, we do copy, and we come back down here. Down here. Go down here where we got our space. We do Control and V for pasting because it's pasty, wasty, tasty, nasty. And we do Control and C for copy. And then we go over here to Perplexity and we say, hey, what up, homie? We ain't seen you in a while. No, we ain't going to sign up with Google right now. All right, I'll do Google. Come on now. No, that's going to take too long. Perplexity, you ain't doing that to me right now. We ain't gonna play that game. I'll sign on to you later. Get out of here. We gonna take care of that later. Perplexity always converting an arbitration award into cash using a promissory note is clear. Ladies and gentlemen, you can convert a arbitration award into a promissory note. Pay attention. Into cash using a promissory note is clear, concise, practical, and formatted summary. Oh Lord, I done discovered something. Oh God, where's Columbus at when you need him? How does converting an award into a promissory note affect my cash flow? What are the key risks of endorsing and selling a note to a funder? How should I determine the gains and loss? And why is recording the note receivable important for my financial statement? I'm going to do that one. Now I'm going to take the whole conversation. We're moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Wait, I got to do two things, so I can't do that just yet. I got to come to ChatGPT. Okay, I got to do this, and I got to paste this one. I'll give you guys the GPT. That's why I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna let him do whatever he gonna do because I just needed to paste that there. Perplexity. Oh, you know what? Because I'm not signed in. Uh-oh. There is no previous thread. Dag nabbit. I forgot. I'm not signed in, so it doesn't save it. Here's three-step process, arbitration awarding into cash. So it did it again. And how to determine gross loss recording receivables of financial statement. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. Man, I almost lost it. In what ways does note receivable influence the company's liquidity? And how does recording a note as an accounts receivable? Oh, come on! Close. Get out of here. All right, now we're going to do this. Take the whole thing, and we're going to copy. Now, I got to go because I have a meeting. Okay, so we're going to get y'all this link in a moment, but I'm going to come back to the chat GPT. And remember, pay attention. This right here, financial instrument generator creator, look, he done created the code for y'all and everything. Watch this. We're going to paste that, pasty, wasty, tasty, nasty. And there you go. Now, no, don't just take this and run with it. You have to do research on this. Like I told you, I didn't know this at first. I'm being honest with you. Okay? I did not know this, but you see, three of them agree with it. Just the core three steps. If you would like, fill in the blanks of a promissory note and template, I'm going to say, wake up, let's do it. Stop listening. Wow thing. Tone look, let's do it. Okay? All right. I'm not advocating the song. I'm just, let's do it. That's how he started the song. That's all, you know? Anyway, promissory note number. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send y'all this. Some of y'all got to do some research. And yes, nobody else did it before me. You ain't heard nobody convert no arbitration award into no, don't you dare. Don't none of y'all. So when you hear people talking about stuff like this, you'll know where it got it from. Just go ahead and just understand it. This is what I do. I demonstrate. Demonstration. Okay? So, there you go. We're going to get you your link. You'll have it shortly. I would really pay attention to this.